Senate will please come to order. Today's devotional exercises will be conducted by Reverend Karen Mendes of the First Baptist Church of Burlington. Welcome.
Hello, I bring you greetings from First Baptist. We're the Green Steeple Church on St. Paul Street, next to the Pub and Brewery. That's how you find us. When I was a kid, I dreaded the month of February, and I joked that it was the shortest month because nobody could stand 30 days of February. But now I appreciate its unique beauty, especially this year when somehow late March somehow stole some of our February days. So in appreciation of February's winter beauty, I want to share with you a short poem by Vermont poet Peter Carson entitled Crusted Snow. Under starry sky, one magic night, when the moon rode high and my spirit low, I walked across the glistening snow. My snowshoes crunched the smooth expanse, earthbound. But my heart took flight as I came to know the healing strength of glistening snow. Today, as you work and plan for Vermont's future, may you find joy and respite in the gift of this present moment and in the beauty of Vermont, our home. Let us pray. Divine Spirit, be with us today as we work on the tasks before us. Help us to listen with open hearts, think with creative minds, and act on behalf of Vermont and her people, especially those in need. Be with the people of Turkey and Syria, Ukraine and Burma. Amen.
Are there any announcements? Seeing none, by announcement, S99 appearing on the calendar for notice affecting the revenues of the state is referred to the Committee on Finance under Rule 31. We have some Senate bills for introduction. The first being S10. This is not, I believe, what I'm supposed to have. We have S101, introduced by Senators Rahm Hinsdale and Clarkson. Please listen to the first reading of the bill by title.
S101, an act relating to miscellaneous workers' compensation amendments.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs. We have S102, introduced by Senator Rahm Hinsdale and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill by title.
S102, an act relating to expanding employment protections and collective bargaining rights.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs. We have S103, introduced by Senator Rahm Hinsdale and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill by title.
S103, an act relating to amending the prohibitions against discrimination.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs. We have S104, introduced by Senator Rahm Hinsdale and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill by title.
S104, an act relating to designating August 31 as Overdose Awareness Day.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to Committee on Government Operations. We have S105, introduced by Senator Sears and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill by title.
S105, an act relating to sports wagering.
You've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs. We have S106, introduced by Senator Baruth. Please listen to the first reading of the bill by title.
S106, an act relating to employer communications regarding religious or political matters.
You've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs. We have, for our introduction, S107, introduced by Senator Westman. Please listen to the first reading by title.
S107, an act relating to authorizing off-site tasting rooms for alcoholic beverage manufacturers.
You've heard the first reading of the bill, and it may come as a surprise. but it is also being referred to the Committee on Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs. That brings us to the order of the day. We have up for action today JRS 16. Please, I believe, listen to the, no? The question is, shall the resolution be adopted? Is there a report? Senator from Windsor.
Thank you, Mr. President. This refers to the joint session for the both houses to vote on the retention of justices to the Supreme Court and judges in the Superior Court. And that is a standard procedure. The work of the committee is going apace, and we need the resolution so that we can actually meet and vote and provide you with our report.
Question is, shall the Senate adopt the report on its part? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you adopted JRS 16. I believe that completes the orders of the day. Senator from Windsor, would you care to make?
Announcements. I move that the Senate stand in adjournment until Tuesday at 9:30, Tuesday, February 28th, 2023.
Now, Senator from Windsor has moved pending announcement that the Senate stand adjournment until Tuesday, February 28th at 9:30 a.m. Are there any announcements? Senator from Addison.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Senate Government Operations Committee shall meet at 1:15 in our committee room. We are going to take a field trip to the state archives with our counterparts in the other body. So please make sure that you're on time to our committee room so we can dole out carpooling pairs. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator from Bennington.
Mr. President, Senate Education will meet at 1:30.
Senator from Essex.
Mr. President, I move the rules be suspended at S9, an act relating to the authority of the state auditor to examine the books and records of state contractors be committed to the Committee of Institutions with the report of the Committee on Government Operations intact.
Now, the senator from Essex has moved that the rules be suspended and S9, an act relating to the authority of the state auditor to examine the books and records of state contractors, be committed to the Committee on Institutions with the report of the Committee on Government Operations intact. Are you ready for the question? Senator from Madison.
Thank you, Mr. President. The chair of the Institutions Committee just informed me that he was going to ask for this as I was walking into the chamber. He has not talked to me previous to this. This is a bill about the authority of the auditor. It is clearly under the jurisdiction of the Senate Government Operations Committee. We have taken extensive testimony on this bill and made changes to the bill to satisfy the concerns that were raised to the Government Operations Committee. We do not support this motion. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator from Essex.
Mr. President, we've gotten just numerous phone calls in the last day that the people that are doing bidding on these contracts are going to probably not bid as much as what we need them to. We're having a real hard time in institutions as far as finding people to bid on these projects. We're finding them they're bidding over and over and over again, and we just can't really afford as a state to have these bidders and compromise the bid project by being afraid of being scrutinized by government. And that's why we would wish to have this bill committed to institutions.
Question, Senator from Addison.
This bill is not about the bidding process, Mr. President. This bill is about the duties of the auditor. This is not about the bidding process or the cost of bidding or contractor ability to bid. This is about the ability of a state official, a state elected official, to to be able to audit contracts with the state, as is the case in many other states. And I'm not prepared to report the bill today, but we'll do so on Tuesday, and we strongly object to this last-minute request from the Committee on Institutions.
Senator from Essex.
Mr. President, it is all about the bidding process. The bidding process makes sure that government gets a fair process of people coming, and we can't have people afraid to come and bid because of government oversight. The more bidders that we can have can ensure that the state is getting the best price always. And as of right now, we're having a problem because of the supply chain, because of all the work, because of the monies that's dumped in there. And if we have bidders that are afraid to come forward, it is going to cost the state more money. It's going to blow apart budgets. And we just want to be able to hear these people to see if there's a remedy, or if we can make sure that their fears won't be recognized. So we would love to see the bill, please.
Senator from Grand Isle.
Mr. President, can we take a 3-minute recess, please?
Recess for 4 hours. Senator, will please come to order. Senator from Essex, would you like the vote to happen, or would you like to consider withdrawing the motion?
I will consider withdrawing the motion. I think we've come to a compromise to where we can postpone action, and we'll get a chance to look at it on Tuesday and bring people in that are troubled by that, by what we have expressed, and I appreciate the compromise.
Are there any further announcements? Without objection, the motion is withdrawn. Are there other announcements? Senator from Washington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Finance will meet at 1:30.
Senator from Essex.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Institutions is going to meet at 2 o'clock today.
Senator from Windsor.
The sexual harassment panel will meet in room 41 at 12:15. Please bring your lunch, and we look forward to seeing you.
Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise on a point of personal privilege. Today marks 1 year since the government of Russia, under the direction of Vladimir Putin, invaded the free and sovereign nation of Ukraine. For 1 year, the Ukrainian people, under the brave leadership of President Zelensky, have been fighting for their freedom. Last year, the General Assembly supported me in adopting a joint resolution standing in solidarity with Ukraine. And some of you may recall my emotional floor speech on that resolution. The Ukrainian people are no strangers to fighting for their freedom, and this fight is directly related to me. As a member of my own family, I was a leader in the Cossack Revolution many generations ago. The last year has been difficult on me and my family and all Ukrainian Americans who are worried about their families still in Ukraine and devastated as their homeland is destroyed. This unprovoked and devastating war, while deeply personal to me, is also a much larger attack and threat to democracy everywhere. Tonight at 5:30, there will be a vigil for Ukraine on the State House lawn to renew our support of Ukraine and their fight for freedom, and to stand with all Ukrainian Americans. I hope you'll consider joining us. I know that it's cold, but it's cold in Ukraine as well, where people are still sheltering in subways and destroyed buildings with the constant chorus of air raid sirens overhead. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator from Windsor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the remarks of the senator from Chittenden Southeast be journalized.
The senator from Windsor moves that the remarks from the senator from Chittenden Central be journalized. Are you ready for the question? If so, all is in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you have moved to journalize the remarks of the senator from Chittenden Central. Are there any further announcements? By way of announcement for the Committee on Committees, the House has informed the Senate that they would like to form a committee of conference on H-145, the Budget Adjustment Act, and the Committee on Committees would like to appoint the following senators to that conference committee: Senators Kitchell, Perschlick, and Westman. Are there any other announcements? Seeing none, the senator from Windsor has moved that the Senate stand in adjournment until Tuesday, February 28th at 9:30 a.m. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. 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 Those opposed indicate by saying nay.
Nay.
The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you stand in adjournment until Tuesday, February 28th at 9:30 a.m.